She thought hiding in a stranger's limousine would save her for one night, but she never expected the man inside to risk everything for her. Rain slid across the dark limousine windows while Elena sat trembling in silence. Across from her, Damian Cross watched carefully. The city feared him. Business rivals feared him. Even politicians lowered their voices when speaking his name. But the terrified girl hiding in his limousine looked at him with something different. Hope. Please. Elena whispered. Don't take me back. Damian's expression remained unreadable. Who was forcing you to marry? My father, she answered weakly. He owes money. Damian leaned back slowly. And the groom? Victor Hale. For the first time, Damian's eyes hardened. Everyone knew Victor Hale. Cruel. Violent. Untouchable. Damian glanced once more at the bruises hidden beneath Elena's bracelet. Then he pressed a button near the window. Drive. The chauffeur immediately accelerated. Elena blinked in shock. You're helping me? Damian looked outside at the rain-covered streets. I dislike cowards who buy women. Tears filled Elena's eyes instantly. Nobody had defended her before. Nobody. The mansion of silence. An hour later, the limousine stopped outside Damian's estate. The mansion looked less like a home and more like a fortress. Tall gates. Security guards. Cold marble walls glowing beneath silver lights. Elena hesitated. I shouldn't stay here. You have nowhere else to go, Damian replied calmly. He stepped out first. Even the guards straightened nervously when he walked past them. Inside, the mansion was silent. Too silent. No family photos. No laughter. No warmth. Only luxury without life. A middle-aged housekeeper named Maria rushed forward. Sir? Damian removed his coat calmly. Prepare a room for her. Maria looked surprised but nodded immediately. Yes, Mr. Cross. Elena lowered her eyes. I don't want to cause trouble. Damian finally looked directly at her. You already caused trouble the moment you entered my limousine. Her face turned pale. Then, unexpectedly, the corner of his lips moved slightly. A joke. A tiny one. But real. And somehow, it made Elena breathe easier. The most feared man. The next morning, Elena woke in the softest bed she had ever touched. For a few peaceful seconds, she forgot everything. Then reality returned. The forced wedding. Her father. Victor. Fear flooded back. She quickly left the room. Downstairs, she found Damian sitting alone in a massive dining hall, reading documents while drinking black coffee. He looked powerful even in silence. You can eat, he said without looking up. Elena sat carefully. Why are you helping me? Damian remained quiet for a moment. Then finally answered. Because once, nobody helped my mother. Elena looked up. That was the first personal thing he had revealed. His voice remained calm, but pain hid beneath every word. She was trapped in a marriage she couldn't escape, he continued. People saw her suffering and did nothing. Elena's chest tightened. She died believing nobody cared. Silence filled the room. Suddenly, Elena understood something. Damian Cross wasn't cold because he lacked feelings. He was cold because life had punished him for having them. Hunted. 3 days later, trouble arrived. Maria rushed into the library nervously. Sir? Victor Hale's men are outside. Elena's face lost all color. Damian closed his book slowly. How many? 6 cars. Elena stood immediately. I'll leave. I don't want anyone hurt because of me. Damian rose calmly. You think I'm afraid of Victor Hale? Before she could answer, Damien walked toward the entrance. Outside, black SUVs lined the gates. Victor himself stepped out. Older. Arrogant. Dangerous. There she is, Victor smirked after spotting Elena behind Damien. My runaway bride. Damien's voice became ice. She's not property. Victor laughed. You don't understand. Her father signed papers. Damien stepped closer. And if I tear those papers apart? The air became tense instantly. Victor's smile faded. You protecting her now? Damien's answer came without hesitation. Yes. Elena's heart stopped. No one had ever chosen her before. No one had ever stood in front of danger for her. Victor stared coldly. This will cost you. Damien's eyes never moved. Then send me the bill. The gates slowly closed in Victor's face. And for the first time in her life, Elena felt protected. Learning to live again. Weeks passed. For the first time in years, Elena began living instead of surviving. She laughed with Maria in the kitchen. She read books in the mansion garden. She slept peacefully. And slowly. Damien changed too. The servants noticed first. He smiled more. Came home earlier. Spoke softer around Elena. One evening, Elena found him standing alone on the balcony during a thunderstorm. You hate storms? She asked gently. Damien remained quiet. My mother died during one. Elena stepped beside him silently. No speeches. No pity. Just presence. After a moment, Damien spoke again. You're different from everyone else. Elena looked at him carefully. How? You see me like a human being. Those words broke something inside her. Because beneath the wealth, beneath the power, Damien Cross was simply a lonely man who had forgotten how to be loved. The truth about her father. One afternoon, Elena secretly visited her childhood home. But what she discovered shattered her heart. Her father was gambling, laughing, drinking. The debt that forced her marriage wasn't about survival. It was greed. You sold me, Elena whispered in disbelief. Her father looked annoyed instead of ashamed. You should be grateful. Victor is rich. Tears filled her eyes. I'm your daughter. You're an investment, he replied coldly. Those words destroyed the last piece of love she had left for him. Suddenly, a familiar black car stopped outside. Damien stepped out. He had followed her. Not to control her. To protect. Horror. Elena broke down crying. And without hesitation, Damien pulled her into his arms. She cried against his chest while years of pain finally escaped. I've got you, he whispered softly. 3 words. But to Elena, they felt like home. The attack. Victor Hale was not a man who accepted humiliation. One night, as Damien and Elena returned from dinner, armed men surrounded their car. Gunshots exploded. The driver screamed. Damien instantly shielded Elena with his body. Stay down. Chaos erupted outside. Security fought back. Glass shattered everywhere. Elena trembled violently. Then she saw blood. Damien! A bullet had grazed his shoulder. But even injured, he kept protecting her. Eventually, the attackers fled. At the hospital, doctors treated Damien while Elena sat crying outside the room. Maria touched her shoulder gently. He's never risked himself for anyone before. Hours later, Damien finally opened his eyes. The first thing he asked. Is Elena safe? Her tears fell instantly. That was the moment she realized the truth. She loved him. Not because he was rich. Not because he saved her. But because beneath all his darkness, he had the kindest heart she had ever known. Love. Weeks later, Damien recovered slowly. One evening, Elena found him in the garden. "You almost died because of me." Damien shook his head. "No. I almost died protecting someone worth protecting." Elena's eyes filled with tears. "Why do you care about me so much?" Damien stepped closer. "Because you brought life back into my world." The wind moved softly around them. Then quietly, Damien touched her face. "If I ask you to stay, would you?" Elena smiled through tears. "Yes." And beneath the stars, the most feared millionaire kissed the girl who once hid in his limousine. Not like a possession. Not like a savior. But like someone finally finding peace. Months later, Victor Hale was arrested for corruption and violence. Elena's father lost everything. And Elena? She finally became free. 1. Morning, she stood beside Damien on the balcony of their home. The same girl who once ran barefoot through the rain now stood strong, loved, and fearless. "You know," Damien said quietly, "hiding in my limousine was the most dangerous thing you ever did." Elena laughed softly. "And the best." Damien smiled. A real smile this time. Not cold. Not guarded. Human. Below them, the city continued moving loudly. But high above it, two broken souls finally found the love they thought life had denied them forever. And for the first time, neither of them felt alone anymore. Ending life lesson. Real love does not imprison you. It protects your freedom, heals your wounds, and reminds you that your life has value even when the world tries to convince you otherwise.